Fab RTN with a smiley face. So I'm here with, what's your name?
David, nice to meet you, buddy.
David. We're in Darksphere. We're going to do a little tour.
Various Japanese card games.
Yeah.
Sleeves, everyone needs sleeves.
Oh, we all need to sleeve up our decks.
What I like to call the Western card games, though they're not particularly Western.
Yeah.
It's like Magic, Flesh and Blood.
Yeah.
Then we've got 40k.
Cool.
We're currently having a little sale on as well at the moment. All this stuff in these aisles.
Yeah.
Then we've got a little bit more table space.
Yeah.
Horus Heresy, more 40k. We've got Age of Sigmar over towards there.
Jeez.
And here we have some tabletop tables.
Wow. And this place is absolutely rammed, you said. It's going to be rammed today.
I wouldn't say absolutely rammed. It'll be fairly busy.
Sick.
It'll be fairly busy. It'll be nice. We got good aircon. Thursday's nice and cool.
Yeah. And there's going to be a stream on today as well, so you probably would have already
Sean
seen.
From Push the Point.
That's right, yeah.
And my judge is here.
Fantastic. Cheers, mate.
This story's epic.
It's massive, isn't it?
Yeah. It's huge.
So we're in Darksphere in London. But this is pretty massive. Look at all these tables. Do you know how many players we've got today?
I have sold 40 tickets.
Jesus.
Let's see how it goes numbers wise.
So we're here at Darksphere. About to play some games. What do you think? What do you reckon your first arrow is that you're going to fire today?
Fatigue shot.
Fatigue shot. How many have you got in there?
In the sideboard a couple.
Okay, nice. I'm going to go with an infecting shot. I reckon it's going to be the first arrow fired today.
Oh, that'd be epic.
Yeah.
Draw a little
damage.
blood right off the bat.
Exactly, yeah.
Randy's favourite part. So a few rules for the store. Please, apart from when on lunch, don't bring any food in. That's okay, come on. The fire exits are here. Here. The main entrance is here. We don't have a toilet in the store, sadly.
Yeah, so we're recording right now.
Bah, brilliant. As we're like, getting
Yeah.
started.
We're getting
What better way?
Getting comfy in Jim's hotel room. But welcome back to another episode of the Azalea cult here in another hotel room. The last time we did this was with Justin.
Yeah, that's right.
In
At,
San Jose at
yeah.
Worlds. But yeah, so a bit of backstory as to what's going on. Why are you here, Jim? Why are we together?
Oh, I just happened to be in the UK this week, and because I am, what better way to, celebrate the time here than to contact my friend that's here, and guess what? There was an RTN that was happening.
An RTN, yeah. That was at Darksphere. There might be a few bits of footage flashed up here. I did get a few bits of footage flashed in there. Yeah, it was a great time. It was packed, like 37 players.
Yeah, 37. He said a couple more may have been coming in, so I don't know if it ended up being more, but it started with at least 37.
And Ian, if you're watching this, it's a shame you couldn't come, mate, but I hope you're feeling better. Your name was called out as well, so like, oh, where's Ian? But we knew where you were, mate, but I hope you're doing well. But it was a good time nonetheless, and it was good to see you as well.
Yeah, dude. It's, to have the opportunity just kind of out of the blue, it's been fantastic.
Yeah, it was good stuff. And we both played Azalea, of course. Praise be our supreme leader. It feels like it's been a while since we did that. Because Azalea's been like really hot stuff recently, and we're fairly casual players.
No, I mean, as we'll show with our record that we'll talk about here shortly, fairly casual players, but definitely she had her high, and it's kind of coming off the high a little bit.
Teetering off a little bit.
Yeah.
But she got a lot of good cards, but as a result of that, obviously, Lexi got them as well.
Exactly.
Most of them.
So we're definitely seeing more Lexis than we did, and that today held to that as well.
Exactly. But yeah, we're going to speak about our games, our record, and how that went, and all that good stuff, really. So thanks for tuning in. Please make sure you like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And if you're a patron of this channel, then you can get money off a Fab TCG Cards order, which is fantastic. So make sure you go and do that if you can. But yeah, how did the day start? What did you play first? Who did you play first?
My first opponent was Alexi, as we were just talking about, and he was super friendly, and it was a good game. He was not. It was like a no fuse Lexi. Not a lot of ice, and actually got the win. So I missed a few tunic triggers and did
we got a story about that.
I had a hard boot up this morning, so I did not play that well, but I still had a blast. And good opponent, good game. Just didn't get the win.
Yeah, that's a shame. But I mean, for the first game I also played Alexi as well, but it was a different Lexi build. They were playing a Death Dealer rather than Voltaire.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And I didn't even realise that they were playing, because I just automatically assumed they're playing
Voltaire
if they're playing Lexi. But then I looked across the board when he was activating his bow. I was like, oh wait, hold on a minute, it's Voltaire. And this game was actually streamed on.
Or Death Dealer,
this game was actually streamed on Push to Point VODs. So shout out to Sean, who was running the stream today. The first RTN game that I've ever played in was streamed live for people to watch.
Yeah, so go catch it.
So go and catch it. Yeah, there's a first game on the RTN stream, which is on Push to Point VODs, and I was pretty good. I was pretty on the gas the whole game, but I missed a few tunic triggers due to just sort of being under pressure from the cameras and stuff. And it does get to you. I don't know how the pros deal with all of these outside influences and the pressure.
I was standing off watching you play, and I was feling pressure.
It was tense. It was tense. Yeah, and I missed two tunic triggers in a row. Towards the end of the game, the late game, because it was an ice Lexi, he was continuously flipping cards to Lexi to give me a frostbite, which was then making everything cost more. I had to battle through a Channel 8 Frigid, which obviously stopped me a few turns. There was the Azz and Weather Vane, which basically just gives you 4 frostbites or something like that. So that's essentially a Red in the Ledger effect as well. So the late game was really hard, but I had him down to 2 and I was on 7, but I just couldn't get through the rest of the damage. But I reckon if I had got those tunic triggers online, because it was towards the sort of mid to late game where I was missing those triggers.
Could have done that extra damage.
I could have forced through something extra.
He was freezing you out
he was
so many frostbites.
Yeah, and towards the end of the game, that's a tough one. But it was a very, very close game nonetheless, and obviously go back and watch that on Push to Point VODs. It was a good time, and my first game on stream ever. That was I lost to Hamish Dean, who was a lovely guy as well. And had a good rapport with him, and he was loving life, just there for the fun. Running a Lexi deck that I didn't think I'd come across, an Ice Lexi with Death Dealer. I thought I'd be facing the Voltaires. That was
almost went for the shock value alone.
Yeah. You did actually get some Shock Charmers hits through as well.
Oh, hey, no pun intended, right?
Yeah. That was cool. That was cool first round, and then we went to the second round. Who did you play on the second round?
I was actually playing against a Reinar on the second round. That one, they did some pretty good rolls. Actually, they on a Scabby's roll in particular, he rolled a 2 at first, and then did the Gambler's Gloves and re-rolled a 6. And
3 action
that
points.
Turn really, really hurt. Actually, basically intimidated everything out of my hand. And hit me over and over and over again. And I just, after that turn, I couldn't come back.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty high roll turn. It was a fun game though. It's almost exciting, when they do good at Reinar, because it's rolling high and whatever, you kind of get into the energy with them. So I had a good time playing him, but there was no coming back from that.
And that's a good thing about being someone who's just in it to have fun. You can appreciate the opponent's turns as well. That's good. They played Blood Rush Bellows as well.
They did.
Oh God.
Yep.
Oh Jesus, yeah. But Reinar, one of those decks that can literally just intimidate everything, and you can't block, and you're essentially losing that race then after that. But,
100%.
My second round was actually good. I faced a Arachne. I think you faced the same Arachne in the last.
Oh, in the last round?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I faced him and won against him, and I ran 73 cards in that game. So I think I had 6 equipment cards, which are obviously the Crow's Nest and the standard Azalea suite, plus all of the deck, all of the sideboard. Because Arachne obviously cares about contracts and cares about banishing certain cards and all that sort of thing. And during that game, I realised that it is definitely just a race. It was an Arachne that wasn't really running D-reacts or anything like that. It was just, he was actually trying to leverage the silver mechanic. He had payday in his deck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because you faced him as well.
I did, and that kind of shocked me when I saw payday come out.
Yeah. But it's fair play to him. He was loving the mechanics and the getting all the silvers and everything. That was like what he was getting the sort of energy from, was getting all these silvers and buying back his equipment and stuff.
No, I talked to him briefly after our game. You were standing there, he just talked about how he just liked the feel of the hero, the mechanic of it, and having the unique deck. I think actually was really kind of a jolt for him playing that particular deck.
Yeah, and that's what Flesh and Blood's all about. It's identifying with a certain hero, and if they got into the game, when did he say when he got into the game? A couple of months ago, Outsiders.
Yes,
or was it
actually, I think it was Outsiders.
Yeah, so yeah, loads of Arachne support in Outsiders, and obviously a few assassins to choose from. But yeah, I got the win in that game. I actually took 2 Eradicates to the face, which were both buffed by Warmonger's recitals. So the Warmonger's recital was basically the one that says your next attack gets +3, and if it hits, put it back into your deck.
Yep.
And I took both of those hits to the face, as well as him activating his Mask of Perdition. So he actually milled me for 8 cards each time that hit. So I milled 16 cards in that game, and I still won. But the thing is, when you're facing against Arachne, the vibe I was getting from his deck is that I just had to outrace and just do more damage than what he was doing quicker before I decked out. And that's exactly what I did. So I ran 73 cards and just outraced him, essentially. And the last attack that came through was a Battering Bolt dominated for 10, which is a lovely old job. So yeah.
How ironic! I just realized that's what I killed him with on the last
Battering Bolt. Yeah,
not for 10, but it was a dominated Battering Bolt.
Yeah, because you had a premeditate before.
I did. So it was 9. Yeah.
Battering Bolt is great against those assassins as well, because they run a lot of reacts.
Yeah.
So if it hits, they have to discard all those reacts and they take that much damage. So yeah, Battering Bolt's very good. So yeah, I went to 1-1 on the second round. And then the third round, what did you play?
Well, I did. We just kind of talked about it, Pseudo. I played that Arachne.
In the third round?
In the third round. Wait, no.
No, it's
I'm
Bravo,
so sorry.
isn't it? You played Bravo? Was it Bravo?
Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah.
I did play Bravo, and I definitely got crushed. It was. It actually was a close game. It came down to I actually stacked my deck too, just in case they were going to fatigue. So I had the 70. I think I have 72. Or is it 73?
Nice, yeah.
Anyway,
72.
yeah. So I ran the full deck, and then I tried my best to it, because of course he ran the crushes that are the worst for Azalea.
Like choke slams.
Yes, choke slam, spinal crush, all of them, and it was a battle. Like, I probably overblocked more than I should have just raced him.
Yeah.
But I just didn't want those to hit because they were so crippling.
Yeah.
And just I got whittled down.
Yeah. And we had a conversation after round 3 about perches.
Yeah.
Because you were running snappies in that game, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I had snappies, and I was running them all the first 3 games.
Yeah.
And so after that discussion, I decided I wasn't activating them, and decided to switch them out for perches.
Yeah, I was running perches the whole time. Snappies is actually something that's been taken out of my list recently, but just that 2-block on board is just great, especially with what was running around today. Really managed to sort of get some value out of those, but we'll talk about that in a moment. My third round was against another assassin.
Yeah.
Uzuri.
Yep.
And the great thing about this was, I'll flash up some pictures or some videos here. But I was playing against Sam, his name was, and he was running a Red Zone Rogue playmat. So I'm at an RTN, Kel. Someone's repping your mat. Look at that. It's a lovely old job.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Over here in the UK.
Exactly, yeah. So Azuri was his first ever hero as well. So maybe, Kel, if you're watching this, you might have introduced him to the hero in the first place.
Yeah, Kel being the big assassin fan.
Exactly, yeah. And got to spoil Azuri herself. So, yeah, amazing stuff. But I won that game as well. And again, I was thinking, my whole mindset during the game was, they're going to attack me for 6. Because obviously they attack with a stealth card. They do the Azuri thing. They either cheat in a CNC, shakedown, or the cut down to size, which are all 6 attacks that then strip cards from your hand or your arsenal if it's CNC. So most of the game, I was just saying, yeah, I'll just take 6, no blocks the entire time, and until I had to block at the end with the equipment, I was just taking the damage because I knew I could deal more damage back. And the Azalea list that we were playing was very red line. They weren't running the surgical extractions, which is another card which is horrible against Azalea because they can just banish cards from your hand and your arsenal. Top of the deck with the surgical. But yeah, it was we won that eventually, which was good, and that was a dominated. It was another dominated attack at the end. I can't remember what it was, but it was just the classic Azalea way to win.
Yeah.
With the dominate off the top.
And that was when you kind of, after that game, you additionally gave me the little strategy you were doing about using your equipment all at the same time at the end.
All at the end, yeah, when you need to. Yeah, just blocking for 4, because you can purchase is 2, tunics 1, skull bones
1. Yeah.
So you can essentially block for 4 at the very last moment when you might need to come back with something else. Which is exactly what I did in that last game to prevent something happening, which then allowed me to crack back even harder with on hits. And that seems to be the Azalea thing, is that you take damage, then deal the same damage back, if not maybe a little bit less, but with multiple on hits that then just cascade like turn after that. So if you hit them with inertia, they can't arsenal. You hit them with blood rot, you're actually doing an extra 2. Or if you hit them with frailty, then obviously they're debuffing their attacks or whatever. So there's loads of little consistencies of Azalea that just allow you to do that. You know, you deal that same damage back, if not a little bit more, but then obviously the cascading on hit effects will get you more value over time. But yeah, that was good. So that brung me to 2-1 after round 3. So I was still in a chance of getting to top 8, top 4 if I continued that run, which I didn't, which we'll get to in a moment. Yeah. But round 4 came around. What was you playing? You were playing the Arachne.
The Arachne at that point, the same one that you played.
Yeah.
It went fairly quickly, and I got through actually following what Az said. I loaded the deck again, so I had every card in my deck.
Whole sideboard and all.
Whole sideboard, everything, and I think we ended. It was a fun game. It was. Very nice. It was a kind of fun interaction at the table, but I think I ended on like 26 life or so.
To 1 last time I checked.
And the battering bolt at the end. Dominated battering bolt with a premeditate.
Yeah, that's all you need against assassins and warriors, and battering bolts are just absolutely horrendous for them to deal with. And speaking of warriors, my last game was against Dorinthia. And I haven't played too much into Dorinthia as a matchup, but you just
gotta block that first sword.
You have to block. You have to block so much. Yeah. It was very close. It was very close.
Gotta overblock the first sword too. They got those reactions.
Yeah. You normally, I think 9 is the magic number to block against Dory. So
to protect against everything.
Yes, protect against double D reacts, double attack reacts. You can still block it out for 9 most of the time. The thing that won them the game, bit of a spit there, sorry, was a Iron Song Determination, which gave the sword dominate. So they had their own form of dominate at the end. And I could only block with a 3 block, and then all my equipment was gone. Both heroes were naked at the end. Dory had all of her equipment off. So did Azalea. It was a great old time. But yeah,
been pretty awesome to watch.
It would have been, it would have been a nice one to watch. Yeah. Ultimately Dory got there in the end, and he was an experienced player. You could tell. We had a great game, so fair play. Matthew Tuck, I think his name was. Yeah, Matthew Tuck.
And cheers to Dorinthia.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Dorinthia's an absolute old classic. We all love her. She's getting support in the next set, which is going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Fluke and Box actually spoiled the card. So if you're watching this, Fluke, love you lots. But yeah, great day all round. It's a shame that couldn't get further. That Dory game was the last game that I could. If I won that, I could have carried on.
Right, you could have possibly made the cut.
Yeah. So that's when we both dropped, and then went to go get Pizza Express for food and a bit of drinks.
We neither of us had breakfast, so we were kind of starving.
Yeah, we had that coffee in the morning, and that was pretty much all we had
to power us through that 4 rounds. And then Then it was time to eat.
Now it's time to eat. maybe if I had like a croissant or a bacon roll or something, I might have been able to get those tunic triggers perhaps.
Yeah, bacon, bacon power.
Bacon power, meat, baby. But yeah, great venue as well. I did get a bit of footage of the venue, so you might be able to see that interlaced here. But yeah, it was thriving. We had the RTN going on. We had, I think it was Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, it was another tournament. I don't remember which game, but it was another tournament going at the same time.
But yeah,
it was a lot of people, and I commented to Az like I really appreciated everyone that I played at this event. Everyone so far in the UK has been a lot more polite and friendlier.
That's what I was gonna
not
ask.
A big knock on the US, but I definitely had some very pleasant matches that maybe they don't go so pleasant in the US always.
I was going to say, like, what's the experience like local game store event to US event? But you said there it's UK's nice and friendly vibe at least.
Yeah, no, it's very. I mean, I don't want to down the US stores too much because we have a great community over there too. But I think sometimes in the games that I play in the US stores, there's a lot of pressure, a little more pressure, it's a little more serious, I guess, and that comes through in the game. Sometimes the tempers can go up a little bit. Did not get that at all. Here, everybody was very friendly, polite, and even playing in a serious manner, it didn't come across as affecting their attitude. So that was fun. The store is awesome, Dark Sphere. It's probably one of the bigger LGSs that I've been in. We have in the DC area, Feisty Locals, for the win.
Nice.
There's a couple of them that are roughly that size, but they're about, I guess, on a Saturday they'd be about the same traffic and such. But great store. So shout out to Dark Sphere.
Yeah, and you'll be able to see right now, interlaced onto this video, you obviously walk down there's an escalator that goes all the way down to the floor there.
That's like in the underground.
Yeah, it's like you're underground, so it's awesome. And there's like these big statues everywhere, like cardboard cutouts of your favourite characters in different games. And
they had some of the Fab flags I saw down there.
They did, yeah, they had loads. And there was, as you can see, there's a big floor there. We actually got a tour as well, which might go on the end of this video perhaps. Very quick tour of the place and what they did and all their products and stuff. So stay tuned to the end if we splice that in here. But yeah, great store. Really liked it, and couldn't have sort of hoped for a better sort of experience. The first RTN experience I've ever had personally.
It's actually the first one I've played in.
Yeah.
So back home, I've judged in a couple of RTNs for the local areas.
Yeah.
Which I tend to do for the more competitive events. I judge them instead of playing in them. Because I'm not as competitive of a player.
Yeah.
Lets me still kind of experience them with friends in my local area without playing in them. My first to actually play in, and it was over here in the UK. So that's even cooler.
Amazing, yeah. And thanks for coming on. And thanks for
thanks for making the trip. I know it was a trip for you to come out here.
Thanks for making the trip for me. Yeah. I'm in the country.
I was in a cushy airplane. You had to take the bus.
I did, the squalor of the National Express. Anyway, we're not sponsored by National Express. I can say whatever I want about them, but yeah, it's all good stuff. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Azalea Cult, our RTN and Dark Sphere experiences. But yeah, Dusk Till Dawn's right around the corner, so maybe there's going to be some Ranger stuff that we get. It's a supplementary set, so I think we
absolutely should.
We absolutely should get some Ranger stuff if the history.
And I'm pretty sure you made a deal with the devil with your shoey, right?
I did, yeah. Yeah, that's right. So anyone who doesn't know the story, basically, so I was out for my birthday weekend. Spoilers were going around. And I took a picture of myself, just with an Asahi beer at 8:30 a.m. in the morning.
That's right. You were like cheersing your morning start to your birthday.
Exactly. And Alex was like, "Oh, go on, lad, go on, have a good time." And I was like, "Yes, Alex, I'll do a shoey on Twitter if you give me a spoiler card." And he was just like, "Deal."
Yeah, that quickly, one word, deal.
Escalated quickly, yeah. So what I need to do really is pour the drink into there as quickly as I can and drink it ASAP, so it doesn't soak in there. As you can see, you got some real sort of foot stains in there. It's quite ripe as well, so we'll see how this goes. So this is a rum and coke, Kraken. So we're just going to pour this in here and have a go. Look at that. lemon and all. Cheers. Dust Till Dawn preview card. Fuck me. And it was this very shoe here, which...
Look how clean it is now.
I know, yeah. It's just all you need is bicarb soda, stain remover, and it's a lovely old job. So maybe we'll see another shoey out of this particular shoe at Worlds. We will see. But stay tuned for Go Again Gaming for that. And yeah, cheers, Jim, for coming on again.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, man. Had a blast. So glad we could do this.
Yeah. Until next time. We'll see you soon. Cheers. Nice.